for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
And good morning on Tuesday. Glad you made it with us. Thanks for being here this morning. We'll start with some news. 3 people are under arrest accused of stealing a car. Greene County deputies arrested 2 juveniles and 1 adult at an apartment complex where they found that stolen car. That followed several calls early in the morning hours that police believe the 3 of those 3 people were involved in. One of the calls, I should say, was for shots fired. Another was for a stolen vehicle. So lots to sort out. We'll see all the charges as they come out.
Yep. Vice President Kamala Harris received endorsements from some very prominent Democrats, of course, mainly President Joe Biden, also Nancy Pelosi and some others. She posted on social media saying, quote, "It's the first full day of our campaign, so I'm heading up to Wilmington, Delaware later to say hello to our staff in headquarters. 1 day down, 105 to go. Together, we're going to win this." Again, that from the Vice President Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, Biden says he is planning to hit up battleground states to campaign very aggressively for her as soon as his COVID doctor gives him clearance to do so. Well, with all the campaign news, only 2 more weeks until the August primary here in Missouri. Can you believe 14 days away? That's really crazy. So in this election, we will be choosing the Republican and Democratic nominee for governor, lieutenant governor, and secretary of state. Plus, several counties will be voting on a sheriff, which for Greene County is contested this time. All of that coming up on Tuesday, August 6th.
And today is the first day that no excuse in-person absentee voting starts for the August 6th primary in the state of Missouri. Voters in Greene County can do that at the Election Center on North Booneville Monday through Friday, starting today, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Another option for doing that in person is the Library Center on South Campbell, slightly different hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and then Saturday from 9 to 1. You will have to show ID if you're going to go do the early voting thing.
Yeah. Lots of election news, huh?
Well, I watched I watched some of that questioning of the Secret Service chief about the assassination attempt. And it was...
The more you learn, the crazier it gets, isn't it?
No, I didn't learn anything. She didn't say anything the entire time.
No, I mean, the more you learn about like the site, they had their sights on the kid before.
No. She didn't say any of that.
Oh.
We know all of this from media reports.
Well, yes, right.
But she didn't say anything. She wouldn't answer anything. I mean, she answered, but she would say, well, there's an investigation underway, and she didn't know anything. She didn't know anything, any specifics. She couldn't answer. It was and she was being... It got both sides, and doesn't happen very often, but both sides, bipartisan, were so annoyed and frustrated with her not answering any questions. It was also almost like a former president hadn't just been shot. Yeah. She hadn't been to the site to visit it. So many things that she couldn't answer were unbelievable to me, that she knew she was going to go before Congress to answer questions that the American public once answered about how we let a president get shot.
Yeah, regardless of what side you're on, which is interesting.
Well, of course, it's an American former president who could be president again. Who knows? He's one of 2 people who could. It was mind-boggling to me how it was as if she wasn't even fazed by it. She didn't understand the magnitude of it, and she felt like she didn't have to answer for it. And she said, "Oh, we should start to get some answers in 60 days." 60 days? The election is 100 days away. You know what I mean? 60 days. We got to protect 3 now with RFK. 3 presidential candidates we have to protect, and our enemies are seeing this and we look like the Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
It angered me watching it because she seemed to think I don't have any accountability, and what are you going to do to me? And to this point, nothing's been done to her in her defense, I suppose.
Hmm.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm on a soapbox, but I was angry. She should be fired. First of all, she should have the guts to resign.
Right.
The
She shouldn't
last
have
time
to be fired.
the
Right.
last time this happened in 1981, when President Reagan was shot, very quickly the Secret Service chief, the head, quit. He resigned because he dropped the ball. He's in charge. She said numerous times that the buck stops with her. So, out of respect for the office and what happened, she should resign. Clearly, she's not going to do that, so she should be fired.
Hmm.
All
That's
right.
wild.
I'm done. I got that off my chest.
Do you feel lighter?
No, I'm angrier.
You look skinnier. You look skinnier. So
Oh, that's good. I'm sucking in. All right, move on. Is it me again?
yeah.
Oh, I got to read another story after that?
Yeah, dude. This is you. It's your turn.
Well,
If it were
the
me,
news
I'd
is-
jump right on it, but it's
The
not.
good news is I know the good people of the Ozarks are with me on this. This is unacceptable to not answer questions about what happened 9 days ago. It's been 9 days, and she doesn't have any answers about anything. Okay. In other news,
Good segue. Good segue, babe. I like
thank
it.
you. I thought it worked. We told you about the Ozark versus Nixa Blood Drive Challenge. It's happening today. Today's the day, and that's in good fun. It's a competition between the two towns, rival towns. But in all seriousness, just yesterday, the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks came out publicly with a desperate need, saying they are in big need of blood donations as we speak. Right now, they are the provider of blood to 45 hospitals across the Ozarks, and they are in an emergency situation with barely 1 day's supply of blood to go around. So they need to collect 220 donations per day to catch up and have an adequate supply. That's a lot of folks. So
That's
hopefully
a lot of yes.
Ozark Nixa thing will get people out. It's a lot of arms to stick, but needs to be done. You can call and schedule a quick appointment to give. The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks needs your help, needs our help.
Also, just to recap, if you missed it yesterday morning, Nixa's blood drive is today from 10 to 4 at 235 West Tracker Road. That is the North Point Church. So if you know where North Point Church is. And then in Ozark, it's at the CCAD building, which is at 320 North 20th Street. Both of those from 10 to 4.
Okay.
There you go. Otherwise, go to Springfield on South Campbell to the CBCO, and they will gladly take your blood. All right, Governor Parsons signed the state budget a couple weeks ago, and a line item that was struck down is $1 million going for a big fence at the West Plains Airport, a perimeter fence. They wanted it to keep wildlife off the runway. Apparently, about 130 aircraft take off and land there each month, and sometimes wildlife is in the way. Over the last 6 years, in fact, leaders say that they've had 5 or 6 animals hit by an airplane, which could be bad for humans as well. And fortunately, there's not been any human injuries. There have been some airplane injuries, some expensive ones. But again, that was struck down from the budget. So now it's back to the drawing board. I guess that's part of the territory, huh? In West Plains, that would make sense that they have an issue with wildlife on the runway. All right. Well, time is short before school starts back. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's coming. With that, Springfield Public Schools is gearing up for their annual Back to School Bash. It is happening this Saturday, July 27th at the Springfield Expo Center. It's from 9:30 until 2 p.m. The bash is open to all SPS students and families. Honestly, it is so much fun. Convoy of Hope helped sponsor it a couple years ago, so I went there for that, and it was a lot of fun. It was truly a good time. They have free backpacks, hygiene kits, groceries, school supplies, sports physicals, and much more.
I guess it's that time. It feels so early to me to be thinking about back to school, but man,
I had
here.
to watch what I was saying out loud today in front of the kids because I'm so dreading school starting back. but I don't want to be negative about it because I don't want them to dread it. But I'm like, no, like it just feels like it's way too soon.
Yeah.
I
Summer
don't
just
feel like I've
started.
had an adequate break. And now it's like, oh, Lord help us.
Yeah, it feels like summer just started. I have not been to the pool nearly enough.
Yeah.
Not to the pool I want to go to. I've been to the lap pool quite a bit. That's not the pool I'm interested in. It's all coming up roses for the Kelsey boys. They're still enjoying their 15 minutes. General Mills has created a cereal that combines the brothers' 3 favorite kinds of cereals. So this is a box of cereal that has in it Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Reese's Puffs. So I guess they're all mixed together.
Yeah, that
General
sounds
Mills,
terrible. Even
it,
though I like those separately, I don't know how this is going to go down.
I think the peanut butter part of that would really throw the whole thing off.
Me too.
Yeah. General Mills got word of the Kelseys talking about their favorite cereals on the podcast, and it just so happened that they all happen to be General Mills branded cereals. So
So they're going to capitalize on that. Who could blame them?
the marketing folks over at General Mills said, "Hey, I got an idea.
Well,
Let's
they
do
should have
something."
figured out a way to make it. I think it would be okay with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and the Reese's Puffs, like cinnamon and peanut butter, or
Well,
Lucky Charms and cinnamon toast.
let me say this. I'm assuming that they're all together. It may be 3 individual bags of each in a box. So that could be it. I was assuming that they
Oh,
mixed them all together, but that would be very
no,
little.
you're
That
right.
if you divide a box of cereal into thirds, that's very little cereal in each one, right?
I think
I
you're
don't know.
right. I think it's 3 individual bags in a
Oh,
big
okay.
box,
All
and it's
right.
probably gonna be called, like, the Kelsey Brothers,
Yeah.
because to mix all 3 in my mind, all 3 of those types of cereal, like, flavors were mixed together, and I was like,
Well, that's what I was thinking too, but the flavors don't seem to work out very much.
I don't
So
think so. You could do
yeah.
2 of those 3 and maybe get by with it, but not all 3, I'm pretty sure.
All 3 I don't think would work. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's what General Mills is doing. The marketing folks over there said, "Hey, let's do it. I got an idea."
That is
And
too
the
funny.
Kelseys
Well, good for
said,
them.
"Yeah, we'll take the money. Sure."
Because they're not idiots, so there you go. Okay, well, that's it, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. And anything else, Mr. Foreheads?
No, I think that'll do it. I'm
Okay.
still
You off the
I'm
soapbox,
still
or
all
do you need
I'm
help
still
jumping
all
down?
flustered
Or
about it. Well, one of the things she said, she kept drawing the distinction between, well, he was suspicious. He was labeled suspicious. He wasn't a threat. So now, okay, I'm thinking, and she said there are suspicious people all the time, which, yes, at a rally, you're going to have suspicious people all the time. But what happens when somebody's suspicious? You put eyes on them, and then you watch for the moment they go from suspicious to threatening. And that's when you arrest them, shoot
yeah,
them if you need to, whatever needs to happen. Or at the very least, you get the president off the stage or don't let him go out there.
right.
This guy was suspicious half an hour before the president took the stage. They're watching him with a rangefinder. Nobody follows him up the roof to see him have a gun except the crowd. They all saw it. It just is mind-boggling. And she was saying, well, he wasn't threatening. He was
Yeah, there was
suspicious.
also some poll that said a fairly high percentage. I don't want to quote the number because I don't want to say it wrong. A fairly high percentage of people who didn't actually believe it. Like they thought it was somehow like staged or like purposeful, like calculate. I'm like, yeah, so this sounds like a really
Like
good idea.
Trump,
We're
a
gonna
stunt.
shoot a bullet at you
Right.
in the head.
Well,
So make
that
sure
makes
that you turn your head just at the right angle at just the right time when this bullet is headed toward your brain, or else you're gonna die. Oh, and probably I'm gonna die in the process because somebody's gonna see me shoot and they're going to shoot me. Oh, and there's also people standing behind you. Like, what in the world?
yeah. Well,
It was actually educated. It was like a legitimate poll. And I'm like, what?
well, that's insane.
That's actually
but
insane.
but what's
That's
happening?
actually insane.
What's
Do you
happening?
understand that that's actually crazy? Like,
What's happening now? Because she is not answering any questions about what happened. It allows the theories to run wild. What are they covering up? Blah blah blah. And there are lots of theories about what could have happened. I mean, to me, there's a couple of options. Either it was the biggest. Well, anyway, I can't imagine it
don't
being.
even. I know it's not worth it.
I can't imagine it
Everybody knows
being.
what the options could be.
I can't imagine it being so many people dropping the ball for a building that's 130 yards away, 150 yards away. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm done.
And that's a wrap, everybody. That's a wrap. So if you're still with us, thanks for tuning in. Ponderings of Ethan Foreheads in the morning. There you go.
If you watched it yesterday with me, you understand. Because all of the Republicans and Democrats toward the end, they were all like, you need to resign or be fired. Because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said 60 days, that's unacceptable. And
wow. AOC, look at her.
AOC sounded like, I mean, everybody was on the same side saying, lady, what do you think? This is a president.
Yeah.
Maddening.
Good for her, though.
All right, I gotta stop. Starting my day with high blood pressure.
Hey, stay right where you are. I'll help you jump down so you don't break a leg on the way. Okay.
Off the ledge.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Or soapbox.
The soapbox.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well,
the ledge
as well.
might be more appropriate.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.